They said, I fit the description, but I'm a doctor. A true story of injustice. They say being a black woman in America means always walking a tightrope, smiling just enough not to seem angry, speaking just enough not to seem silent, and fighting just enough not to be labeled aggressive. And I had mastered that balance my entire life, or so I thought, until the night everything unraveled outside a grocery store on the south side of Chicago. My name is Olivia Carter, and I'm a 29-year-old third-year resident in internal medicine, just weeks away from completing my residency at one of the top hospitals in the country. I'd spent the day bouncing between patients, navigating back-to-back code blues, and watching life slip through my fingers despite every ounce of knowledge and effort I poured into saving it. By the time my shift ended, I felt more like a ghost than a person. I swapped out my scrubs for a hoodie, jeans, and sneakers, tied my curls into a bun, and told myself I deserved something simple, like a frozen pizza and a quiet night. But as I walked out of that corner grocery store with tired eyes and sagging shoulders, I saw the unmarked SUV parked nearby, engine idling. I didn't think much of it until I heard the doors swing open and two white officers approach me, one hand already resting on his holster, the other holding a flashlight. They said I matched the description of a suspect in a robbery. Black female, dark clothes. Vague, convenient, dangerous. I stayed calm. I told them I was a doctor. I showed them my hospital badge. I offered my ID. But the moment I reached into my purse, the taller officer drew his gun and barked, "Hands up! Don't move!" And in that moment, everything inside me fractured. I froze, tears stinging the corners of my eyes. Not because I was weak, but because I knew this country had killed people for less. I complied, slowly placing my hands above my head, my voice shaking as I repeated, "I'm just reaching for my ID." They yanked my arms behind my back, slammed me against the patrol car, and cuffed me like I was some criminal trying to flee the scene. I could hear bystanders gasp, whisper, and someone shout, "She didn't do anything!" But that didn't matter to the officers. They patted me down on the sidewalk, hands rough, questions sharp and accusatory. And when they found nothing, they moved on to my car, opening doors, rifling through my things without a warrant or my consent. It felt like a violation, not just of privacy, but of identity, of dignity. After detaining me for over an hour, they finally said I was free to go, as if my humiliation and trauma were just a minor inconvenience. I went home, pizza forgotten, heart shattered. I sat on my couch in silence, still wearing the handcuff marks like invisible scars. But I knew I couldn't let it slide. If this happened to me, Olivia Carter, MD, with degrees, credentials, and no criminal record, then what hope was there for the teenage boy walking home from school, or the young woman taking the late-night bus after work? I filed a complaint the next morning, and that's when things took a turn. Unbeknownst to me, someone inside the store had recorded the entire incident from the moment the officers approached me to the second they let me go. The video was clear. I wasn't resisting. I wasn't belligerent. I was terrified, compliant, and respectful. That footage went viral in less than a day. Suddenly, my name and face were everywhere. News anchors dissected the video. Social media erupted. Hashtags bearing my name trended. My hospital issued a statement of support. Former patients reached out to say they were horrified. But what struck me most were the messages from other Black professionals, doctors, lawyers, professors, who said, "This could have been me." That solidarity gave me the strength to keep going. With the help of civil rights attorneys, we filed a lawsuit not only against the officers, but also against the department for its pattern of racial profiling. We uncovered complaint after complaint that had been buried, ignored, dismissed. The same officers who detained me had been named in multiple reports over the years. Their behavior wasn't new. It was just finally exposed. The city was forced to launch an internal investigation, and for the first time in a long time, people started paying attention. I was invited to speak at community forums, medical conferences, and law schools about racial bias, not just in policing, but in medicine, in hiring, in daily life. I told my story not because I enjoyed reliving the trauma, but because I knew silence only served the system that allowed it. I kept showing up to the hospital every day, treating patients with the same compassion I had before, but now with a sharper awareness that even the people saving lives aren't safe from injustice. I started mentoring young Black med students, helping them navigate the pressures of a world that often doubted their brilliance. I created a foundation to support victims of police misconduct, offering legal aid and mental health resources. And through it all, I never stopped reminding people that my story wasn't unique. It was just visible. So many others have suffered in silence, without a camera rolling, without a platform to speak. I carry their voices with me. The lawsuit is still ongoing, but we've already seen impact. The City Council passed new accountability measures. Body cam requirements were expanded. Police training protocols were updated to include implicit bias education. It's not enough, not yet, but it's a start. I still have nightmares sometimes. I still flinch when a siren blares too close. But I no longer carry shame. I carry purpose. My experience became a catalyst, a mirror held up to society. And if my pain helped spark that reflection, then maybe some part of it was worth it. I want you, yes, you, the one watching this, to know that your voice matters. That your story can shift the ground beneath injustice. If my story moved you, if it made you think, cry, or get angry, then please subscribe to this channel, give it a like, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because awareness is power, and together, our voices are louder than silence.